Oh my God, I need to change the set. Something is different here. When I opened these doors and walked out onto this balcony, something felt so nice and different. I'm not sure if you can tell what it is, but the construction workers of the construction site, which is spitting distance from my residence, have gone home for Chinese New Year's. And for the first time in 6 months, it's quiet. Oh, it feels so nice. On top of that, the weather is literally perfect. So, yes, this balcony is an actually perfect place. Beautiful place to be for the first time in so long. I mean, since I moved in here, essentially. So that's amazing. The first vlog ended up taking me until 4 in the morning. Not because I was over editing, but AirDrop was giving me a hard time. Yeah, just kind of more technical issues and stuff. Things that I'll be able to work around. Not existential crises to the vlog, to the daily vlog pursuit. Because here I am. I slept until about 11. You know, it's about 11 something right now. Let's spice that up a little bit, eh? But we're back at it. We're going another day. We're doing this thing. I'm committed to this thing. Like I said, last night I was talking about how this is good for me. And I think I was right. Just gonna have to make it automatic, right? Not every day is gonna be freaking spectacular. I have to be okay with a certain degree of mediocrity. And that's fine. But what was cool is that yesterday through filming, there's a couple like 5 to 10 second tidbits in there peppered in, which are hilarious and are gonna make really good reels. It's gonna make great short form content. And that's like the whole reason that we're doing this, because you know, you just gotta film and upload, and then if you do that, then there'll be interesting tidbits in there to pick out. But if you're too picky up front, you end up just never uploading anything, and you end up with no content. So, yeah, we're here for day 2. Today's gonna be light. I'm not going crazy today, because I was up till 4 last night. And it's the first day of Chinese New Year, and it's Sunday, it's the Lord's Day, and it's quiet, and I just feel like not doing anything freaking all that crazy today. But we do got a couple objectives. Top tasks. I want to upload the footy from yesterday. I want to upload yesterday's vlog to YouTube, to a new channel that I've created that's different than Wu Mountain Tea. It's my personal channel where I can say fuck and be myself completely and post about me. The thing is, on YouTube, there's 20,000 people there, which is awesome, but they're all people that came because they like tea tutorials and tea education. And that's great, and I'll keep making that content for that channel, but, you know, I don't want a third, you know, a good chunk of those people would be interested in watching this vlog, but a lot of them aren't, probably. I don't want like a third of those people to be like, all right, well, this guy's just talking about himself now. I don't really care about his life. I just want to learn about tea, which is totally fine. There's also people who who followed me on Instagram from watching the vlogs. And by the way, the shorts from this vlog are going to go to the Wu Mountain Tea Instagram, because most of those people just saw the vlogs, the short form content of my life here, and they're like, I don't give a shit about tea. I don't drink tea. I like coffee. Probably will never drink tea in my life, but this guy has an interesting life that I want to watch a little bit more of. So, yeah. All right, where the hell was I? Yeah, upload the video. we're uploading the first video to the new channel. It's called, I'm going to call it Dill O'Neill Roth. Kind of a short, catchy version of my name. I think that's fine. I might change it. We don't know yet. But for now, Dill O'Neill Roth is getting its first video upload. That's the goal. That's the main goal. If I only do that today, that would be cool. And also, like, clear the footage out of my computer, prep everything for today's footage that's coming in, right? Kind of like do the first full cycle of upload, clear, re-upload to kind of settle into that groove. That's huge. Fiverr. Okay, I'm trying to put a tea product on Amazon. I'm trying to get that Jeff Bezos cash. I don't know. Amazon's cool because they store the tea and ship it out for you. So in theory, if I can get a tea that starts popping on Amazon, it's a low amount of work, and it's just, what do they call that? Money coming in where you don't got to do that much work for it. Passive income. You know, I'm not totally that kind of guy who just like chases passive income, but any rational human can understand the allure of passive income. So I have a new product, I'm trying to list a new oolong tea on Amazon, and I am designing the stickers that are going to go on the bags of the tea. I took all the information I want on the stickers. I found a guy on Fiverr to do it, to design it. He's in Pakistan. He charged me $70 to design the front and back stickers for the bag. Seemed like a good deal. I have it. Fiverr notified me that the project is done. So we're going to pop that open and see how it looks. View delivery. Let's see what we got, baby. What we got? His name's Asahab. Okay. There's almost certainly going to be some edits, a little bit of back and forth, but that's okay. But yeah, would like to pop that project open. Book, right? This is the light, easy version of the literature review. I have a couple of textbooks related to the topic that I'm researching. It's about biofertilization, right? Using microbes, bacteria and fungi in the air and soil as fertilizer. And there's a couple textbooks. I'm just going to chill and read them and soak it in, right? I'm not like intensely scanning through frickin' 15 tabs in my browser window to like scrutinize which DNA sequence I am most interested in, right? I talked about that yesterday. Today we're just gonna chill, maybe over afternoon tea, pop open a book, a real physical book, maybe sit out here, this beautiful fucking weather and quiet, and just to read and learn enjoyably, right? Learning can be great. You don't have to be fucking hunched over a computer sweating through your eyeballs looking at DNA sequences. Yeah, those are my top tasks. Upload a video, check out the file from Fiverr, maybe give him a response, maybe give him a thing, maybe not. See, I'm keeping it light for myself today. Dude, and then my secondary tasks, I wrote this last night at 4 a.m. before I went to bed. Okay, secondary task number 1, chill. Okay. Secondary task number 2, rest. Those are my secondary tasks. It's not a side mission. There still might be side missions that arise today. We don't know. Side quests. That's the whole idea of a side quest. You don't know when it's going to pop up. In all likelihood, there will be 1 to 2 side quests today. There almost always are. That's a nice, light, simple day. I haven't even sipped this motherfucking tea yet. I'm sorry. You guys are probably... That was another thing that made me mad watching my footage from yesterday, is I'd be talking and then I'd go like this, and then I'd put the cup back down and keep talking, and I'm like, dude, drink the tea. Drink the fucking tea. I'm working on it, right? Working on it. Yeah, fantastic. We haven't talked about this tea. This is, again, my go-to morning Pu'erh that I drank yesterday morning. Fire. Absolute fire. Love it. It's my favorite tea. It's been my favorite tea for the last month now, which is a lot. Usually teas don't stay ranked in the #1 spot for a whole month. It will be dethroned one day, but for now, Oh. Love that. Let's see what kind of notes I'm getting. I'm getting a lot of honey, getting some orchid, kind of like a honey plus floral. Like a little tobacco cigar. Cigar tobacco. And like a little tiny little touch of apricot. Yeah. All right. That's it for today. I'm gonna turn off this camera and I'm gonna sit here. You know, I'm gonna pop the book open right here. I'm gonna get I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna read right frickin' here until I go to lunch. That sounds lovely. That's honestly my favorite morning activity. Like I said yesterday, my brain is firing at its best right after my first cup of tea of the day. And I like to, and so I can use that flow state, that brain state, to do my best work. And sometimes I'll give that flow state to like a meditation, and the meditation will be the best meditation I've had in weeks, maybe. Or I can give that to doing my work, and I'll make a new breakthrough in my work, or breakthrough is a big word, but I'll make good progress in my work. And then sometimes I'll use that brain state to flow into a book and just freaking absorb every letter of every fucking word of that book. And that's what I'm going to do right now. There's a textbook called Biofertilizers. And I'm only on chapter 1, but it's fire. Loving this book. It's a nice overview. It's touching on a lot of the stuff which I'm doing. And yeah, I'm going to read that right freaking now. I'm going to re-steep this tea probably 7 times. And I'm going to read on this beautiful, scenic, quiet balcony of mine. All right, my loves, that's it for now.
I completely lost track of time reading that book, so I am busting my ass to get to the dining hall right now before they close. Got about 5 minutes. I should get there on time, but I don't know if they'll have any non-pork options. I don't eat pork. I'm not, it's not for religious reasons. I don't ascribe to any religions, but just don't like eating pork. So that's what that's the only thing that's left though when you get to the deal too late. I also don't like eating cows. I don't like eating beef, because I think the Hindus were right when they decided not to eat beef. Because, okay, there's a pack of cows on my campus here in my school, which I'll show you soon. And I started petting the cows on a daily basis as a de-stressor, because I don't have my own pet. I don't have a cat or dog, but I need that de-stressing effect that a pet gives you.
These are my cows.
So I just started finding where the cows were grazing, and I would go pet them. And after petting these large, beautiful creatures a lot, I realized that the Hindus are right. These are man's second best friend behind the dog. They're just so peaceful and gentle and adorable. So no beef, no pork in my diet, but everything else is fine. And I mean, besides the no processed foods, no sugars. Okay, now that I think about it, there's about 15 things I don't eat. But besides all those things, I eat pretty much anything. All right, here we are, dining hall. Pray for me, y'all. Yeah. 青菜.
本天不欧选的。
Oh, 这个. All right, another day, another duck. Another day, another duck, baby. Pretty good. Pretty good. We got duck, rice, veggies. I'm taking it easy on the broccoli today. I do broccoli every other day. Today's a non-broccoli day. Real quick side quest. I gotta go. I just ate lunch. I'm going on a little post-walk stroll, and I gotta hit my college up to air out the bag full of compost that I have in the refrigerator. So it's been about a week or two since I opened it up and aired it out, and if the compost goes anaerobic without oxygen, then everybody dies in there. So I'm trying to keep the compost alive. So I'm just gonna go pop the bag open, air it out a little bit. Nice puffy, fresh oxygen. You're good to go. Failed Chiesta. Just literally laid down and flopped around for an hour. Couldn't sleep. Thinking too much. Honestly, it's so nice out. It's this perfect overcast, rainy, quiet. So quiet right now. It's so nice that I just really want to go outside and drink tea. So that's crazy. I was so excited to go relax that I couldn't fall asleep. That's what just happened. Anywho, what's Fiverr's afternoon tea?
Today we got Yingde black tea. Yingde is a really famous tea producing area of Guangdong province. It's the second most famous tea producing region in Guangdong, which is where I study tea. So if you're a Guangdong tea person, Yingde is a very big deal. Second most famous to Dancong, to Fenghuang, and like the areas in eastern Guangdong that make oolong tea. But this is an awesome black tea. It's large leaf. It was they took tea seeds from Yunnan and they brought them up to Guangdong, and they did some breeding experiments, and they picked this one called Yingde Jiu Hao, or is it Yinghong Jiu Hao? Yinghong Jiu Hao, and it's just a really great cultivar for making black tea, and it grows well. So why am I mixing two together? This is the really nice first flush spring black tea, which is like quadruple the price of this, and I only have a little bit of this left because I got it at the beginning in the spring of this year, or of last year. And so I'm like diluting it with their summer tea, which is kind of bigger leaves, a bit more coarse, kind of like more astringent, but the two of them mix together pretty well. So I'm kind of like doing my own little blend, which, by the way, is fine to do. If you find a couple of teas that you like and you think that for whatever reason they blend well together, that is totally legit. Oh, that aroma is so nice. It's like it's got some like rosewood, like that old like nice redwood and rose and some beef jerky kind of meatiness, a little bit of kind of pine tree, but more the wood than the pine. Got some forest, some nice forest, mossy, damp forest. It's lovely. All right, afternoon tea. You know the drill. Here's our second run. We're taking a comment from social media and we are responding to it. Today is a good one. Today's a good one because someone else responded to the comment too. So we're looking at their comment and then the other person's response to their comment. So YouTube, 11 days ago, on chapter 3 of the masterclass, which is about tea processing, Kenny J, he writes, if they all start with the same input, why is only green tea credited with having EGCG? It's a great question. Great question. Then someone else responds, this is hilarious. All teas have EGCG. Saying only green tea has it is a marketing gimmick. And then 2 people liked that comment. That replied to the comment. Okay. So I'm going to answer Ken's question, and with my answer, you should be able to tell if that response is right or wrong. So why is only green tea credited with having EGCG? So during tea processing, there's these different steps that you're doing. With oolong tea, you know, you're bruising, right? With black tea, you're rolling, you're oxidizing. White tea, you're withering for a long period of time. During all these various steps of non-green teas, during all of those steps, there's one thing in common, which is that the EGCG is getting oxidized. There is catechin oxidation happening in all of those processes. Green tea is the only tea type where really you're focusing on stopping catechin EGCG oxidation by fixing immediately after you pluck. That denatures the enzymes that are oxidizing the EGCG. So if you look at the EGCG concentrations of the 6 major tea types, it's an inverse correlation to how much oxidation they've undergone. It's really pretty simple. The more catechin oxidation is allowed to happen, the less EGCG you have, because the EGCG has been oxidized into different compounds. So there's less EGCG remaining in those oxidized tea types. Green tea, being the least oxidized, has the most EGCG. In the middle area would be oolong and white tea and yellow tea, probably, right? And those will vary. Those are kind of the middle territory, but they vary depending on the style. But those will definitely have less EGCG than a green tea. And then if you keep going, black teas and dark teas are pretty far on the oxidized side. So they'll have the least EGCG. So the question is, why is only green tea credited with having EGCG? It's like, if you look at a dark tea, a super fermented or oxidized dark tea, say ripe Pu'erh, there's basically non-detectable amounts of EGCG in ripe Pu'erh. And I've shown those data on I forgot which video it was. I think it was chapter 3. I think it's this video. No, maybe it's the kombucha video. I can't remember. I've talked about these data before. If you look at the EGCG concentrations in ripe Pu'erh, it's not detectable because all of the EGCG has been just obliterated, oxidized, broken down in various ways, biotransformed, as it's called. So yeah, that's why EGCG, I mean, other the middle territory teas that I mentioned, the white tea, the oolong, yellow, those have detectable amounts of EGCG, but it's significantly less than green tea. So tea processing is the major thing that's determining how much EGCG you have left in your tea leaves at the end of the day. There's some other factors too. Genetics of the tea plant. There's some really naturally rich EGCG tea plants, right? If you took one of those and you let it oxidize for like a couple hours, it might have the same EGCG as a normal, non-oxidized at all, immediately fixed green tea, you know, from a normal EGCG tea plant, right? So there's influence from genotype, season is affecting this too. Summer teas have the highest EGCG concentrations. EGCG is working as a UV protection, and protection against, it's antimicrobial too. So it's highest in summer when the sunlight is strongest. So, yeah. All right, so what the hell did this guy say in response? He said, all teas have EGCG, saying only green tea has it as a marketing gimmick. That's so stupid. I mean, okay, the first part of the sentence is wrong. I mean, every single idea expressed in this short 2-sentence reply is wrong. All teas have EGCG. Nope. Like I just said, plenty of data out there showing that in dark teas, there's not detectable amounts of EGCG for the reasons that I just talked about. Saying only green tea has it as a marketing gimmick. I mean, okay, I'm just not even going to engage with that. Nobody says that only green tea has it. Green tea has the most. I don't know. I don't even want to think about that. That's making me dumber to look at. But anyway, so that's the deal with EGCG in green tea in different tea types. And, you know, the bigger picture here is like, it's not really, people want to take health effects and boil it down to one ingredient doing one thing and really simplify it. And it probably almost definitely is not that simple, right? Because when you take a black tea like this, there's very little EGCG in here. But it's not like that EGCG just disappeared. It oxidized into theaflavins and theorubicins. That gives it the dark color. And the theaflavins and the theorubicins are still bioactive. They're still doing stuff. They still have their own beneficial effects. So when you lose EGCG, you're gaining theaflavins and theorubicins, which have different bioactive effects. So, you know, and these bioactive effects are impacting us in so many different ways. These molecules can attach to different receptors, different molecules that our receptors attach to, and they interact with all the microbiota in our gut. So there's, I mean, not literally infinite, but pretty damn near unlimited, like a lot of ways that these compounds are interacting with us and affecting our health. So to simplify it, to say tea consumption is all about maximizing EGCG intake is insane. That's an insane thing to say. And if any company was actually using that as a marketing gimmick, they need a new marketing director. They should hit me up. Actually, don't hit me up. I'm not interested in doing marketing for anybody. But yeah, that's not the right approach to be taking if you're trying to highlight the health effects of tea consumption. Okay, that's about all. In other news, the vlog from yesterday is uploading. It's about 1 hour left. I'm extremely excited. It's a brand new YouTube channel, 0 subscribers. It's called Dill O'Neill Rothenberg right now. I might cut the Nberg off of my last name. Dill O'Neill Roth. I'm undecided on that. I can get into why I'm on the fence about that later. It can be a topic for another day. And so the last objective that I have the whole rest of the day to do is check out that Fiverr proposal that I got, that I was talking about this morning.
All right, guys, I'm logging into Fiverr. I haven't seen the work yet. So it's stickers. Okay, view delivery. Stickers that are going to go onto the front and back of my packaging. It's a loose leaf organic oolong tea for Amazon. Okay, so we have until February 6th to make or request changes. Today's February 4th. View delivery. Let's see what we got, baby. What we got? His name's Asahab. Okay. Interesting. Okay. All right, you guys check this out. I love the back. Okay, here. Got to turn you guys around. All right, so here's what Asahab did for me on Fiverr. So here's the front. There's my brand logo, organic oolong tea. I like this except for the font on that. It looks a little cartoonish. That's it. Everything else looks okay. That's a bit kind of a standard generic picture, but at the same time, it's a very standard generic quality oolong that I'm doing on Amazon. And that might be what is fitting for that platform. Okay, so there's that. You know, that's the mock-up, what it would look like on a bag. It's not too bad. Again, just change the font a little bit. But the back, I had a ton of information, and it looks great. Right? We got the brewing instruction. So I wrote all this and just gave it to him and said, organize it and make it look nice. I gave this all to him in a Word doc. And I wrote recommended food pairings, consuming stuff, origin history, and there's even a little about me down here too. QR codes to the website. So yeah, I'm really happy with the back. That's perfect. I have no edits for that. For the front, I'm literally just gonna say, can we do a slightly, like, do you see the font for my brand here, Woo Mountain Tea? Like, that's a pretty strong font, right? You know what I'm saying? Woo Mountain, like, it's all capitals. It's kind of, the edges are sharp, right? That's kind of my look. And that isn't really that, but it's literally just him changing a font. All the other stuff was good. The other stuff was pretty good. All right, Asahab. My Pakistani prince doing me up good with the design. Love that. I'm happy. I am a satisfied Fiverr customer. Basically, I'm just gonna hit him back, and it looks like it's another $10 for a revision. Yeah, additional revision, $10. Fine. I'll just be like, homeboy, change up that font a little bit. I'll take a closer look to see if there's any other small details I want revised while I'm paying the $10 anyway. But all in all, I'm stoked. It would have taken me so long for me to put all that shit together like that. Like, it's simple, but if you guys have ever used like Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator, it's like, Premiere Pro is the same. When I edit these videos, it took me months to get it like where you're kind of quick, but you are thinking you have the simplest thing in mind, that you want to do. It's like, I want to move this here and put a circle around it. And if you haven't done that before, it can take 2 hours of looking online to see which tool to use to make a circle and then put this thing. It's a pain in the ass. And I would much rather just shell out $70 for my boy Asahab to fucking do it for me. This is sick. This is sick. I'm really happy about this. Let's fucking go. They had one of the classics tonight. Swana Bai Tai. Hot and sour cabbage. I love hot and sour. Hot and sour is my favorite combination. Hot sour cabbage, duck, obviously. A little chicken mushroom, Chinese cabbage. I got spicy sour cabbage, hot and sour cabbage, and normal cabbage. Doubling up on the cabbage. Double cabbage. Well, it's not. Absolutely just stuffed my face, as I tend to do. So I'm gonna need at least 3 laps around this here track here. That's my building I live in, and usually, I like walking on this track, but usually because of the construction, it smells like burning diesel fuels and smelting metal, but ain't nobody working today. It's Chinese New Year, baby. So I can finally enjoy, and the air is it just rained a little bit. See, it's a little wet out. Oof. Temperature still like a cool t-shirt weather. It's gonna be an absolutely decadent 3 laps. And then Nightcap, and then edit.
Welcome to the Nightcap. It is Dilly D at your service. Popping open another single-use plastic, because fuck Mother Nature, right? What are we doing? What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? Again, if you didn't see yesterday's Nightcap, this was a gift, right? I would never buy tea where you produce this much plastic for 1 serving of tea. It's insane. It's insane. Again, here I am bitching about my tea before I even drink it. What's up, y'all? Today was a fucking pretty chill day. Pretty chill day, intentionally. My secondary tasks of the day were chill and relax. Rest. Chill and rest. Fucking crush those secondary tasks. Primary tasks were uploading the video, which we did. That was sick. First video uploaded. New channel. 0 subscribers. 0 views. It was just cool, because I've been watching the Wu Mountain Tea channel grow for a while. And it was just crazy to see, all right, here's another channel starting from nothing. But yeah, first videos out there for the world to see. I'm not going to share it, though, until I do at least 7 daily vlogs in a row. I want to show that I'm, like, committed to this, because nothing is worse than being like, hey, guys, new me, new content creation style. Come on. It's a new me. And then you make 2 videos and then you disappear again. Ain't nobody got time for that. So, ooh, a little close. So yeah, video uploaded. That's great. That was the major objective today. Fiverr. Yeah, we got the Fiverr. We did the Fiverr thing. Book. I read today. Hit the book. It was great. I saw a really interesting thing, which was about how AMF, how arbuscular mycorrhizal fungi, AMF, which is the experiment I'm doing over at the tea garden from yesterday. You will remember that. AMF help in alkaline soil stress, which is really interesting because the soil that I put the tea plants in is too alkaline, and I was worried that would affect the experiment. But then I just shifted my mindset today reading that, and I was like, wait, what if I just now, like, one interesting thing I can now measure is, does the AMF inoculation actually reduce any of the alkaline stress that I caused in the tea plants, right? I came in to try to look at low pH stress, but the soil, I'm using this peat moss, and the soil the pH just keeps going up and up and up over time. And so now I'm like, all right, what if instead of fighting the rising pH, I just look at alkaline stress? But that doesn't really go with the other research I've done before. I'm trying to write a cohesive dissertation here, tell a cohesive story. Anyway, just got me thinking. Okay, let's pour up some flower tea, and I have a profound thought for the day. Profound thought. Profound little nightcap thought. I was really happy today. I was in a great mood all day. And I was trying to figure out why. It's impossible to know exactly why someone feels good. Sometimes you can have a pretty good idea, but there are a few reasons. One is the noise stopped. The construction site, which was 10 feet from my residence for the last 6 months, all the workers went home for Chinese New Year. And I finally had peace in my residence. I finally had quiet for one day. And all people know that feeling when something is really loud in the background, and you kind of get used to it and you forget about it, and all of a sudden it turns off, and you're like, and you didn't realize how noisy it was, and you're just like, oh, so peaceful. That was part of it. The other thing is that now that I'm filming and creating again, I feel like my mind is constantly creating and thinking and being active and trying to put things out. And before I was in this mode, I was constantly taking things in and being impacted by the world. And specifically the thing I was thinking of is the news. Being out here in China, I try to stay connected with my home country. And I don't know any Americans here. And the only way I feel like I can do that is by listening to the news. And the news is anxiety and stress inducing, to say the least. And so today at dinner, I actually put on a news podcast, and I listened to it, and like, I couldn't even get through it. I just turned it off, and I was like, I'm not, like, my brain being this do and create and put out mode was like completely unwilling to be impressed upon. And I think there's a certain excitement and there's a technical word for this. Arousal. Yeah. Excitement. Arousal has that weird sexual connotation to it, but it is like how people describe your excitement level, like in psychology. So, yeah, like, I'm in a really good mood, and I think it's partly because of that, partly because of the weather, partly because of the peace and quiet, but partly because I'm in creation mode. And I feel like I'm charging into new territory and exploring. And I think it's easy to get beaten up when you're constantly taking information in, especially when that information is stress-inducing. And I got shifted into a mind state of not being impressed upon so much. And I think that made me really, really happy. So I think that was part of the reason why I was in such a goddamn great mood today. Holy shit. Just walking around. The weather is just perfect too. My God. It smells nice. All the flowers are starting to open. The air just is like cool, sweet, thick, rich, peaceful, quiet. It's just like, come on. Give me a fucking break. Get out of town with that shit. You know? Fuck. Anyway, that's my stupid little profound thought. Book, yeah, Fiverr, chill, rest, everything accomplished. Check, check, check. Y'all get checks. Flower tea, I don't know, man. It's fine. It's fucking whatever. Good stuff. You know? All right, that's it. I'm gonna try to not, oh yeah, I was up till 4 in the morning last night. That's why my 2 secondary objectives were chill and rest. So I'm gonna try to hurry up and not be up until 4 in the morning tonight. Wish me luck. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.